and we'll go ahead and send this out to everyone once we're done. But hey, Emma, how are you?
Good. How are you, Matt?
Good, good. I was thinking just a few minutes ago that seems like not that long ago, but an awful long time ago when we did this last year at this time, doing the Zoom prep sessions. So, and you all, the JMU program was our test case for COVID, and it worked out wonderfully. And so, yeah, what we wanted to do today was to really briefly go over what to have you all expect with the week-long session coming up in about 3 weeks now, and answer any questions that you all had concerning COVID. Talk about some of the COVID policies that we're going to have in place, and then go over, basically a quick overview of the schedule, what to expect, and then see if y'all had any questions about the week coming up. But I don't know, I did not get a chance to look at the forms that you all submitted to see how many of you all have been vaccinated. If you've been vaccinated, give a thumbs up. I'll give a thumbs up on my end. So cool.
Hey,
Looks
Matt.
like.
Sorry, Matt. Sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to, I can't show my thumb, but yes, I've been vaccinated as well.
You've been vaccinated as well. Okay, good deal. Well, it certainly is not a requirement to be vaccinated to come on the program. I don't know, is JMU requiring vaccination for the fall?
Yes, JMU is requiring vaccinations for everybody.
Okay, JMU. Okay, so I imagine that most everybody would be vaccinated. What we've been doing this summer is for folks that have not been vaccinated, we simply just have everybody in the unit wear masks, because we're not doing, like what we did last year, Emma and Aaron, is we had everybody in their own units. We're not doing that anymore this year. We're basically having everybody be in sharing units. And for those that are unvaccinated, we'll have folks wear masks when you can't social distance. And obviously we've learned a lot about about COVID since last year, and that touch isn't so much a problem as is the the aerosol respiration. So we're still doing everything outside in terms of the archaeology. And then if we need to do anything inside, like the tour, we'll either wear masks or social distance. So, because we are doing the main house tour with you all in a couple of weeks. And then actually we've got mirror distinction of color open for you all, so you'll be able to go through and see that. But for the basic schedule, well, first for the COVID, does anybody have any concerns about that? I mean, what we want to do is basically make sure that everyone feels comfortable during the week that you're here. And if anyone does have concerns or things that they'd want to, safety precautions they'd want to observe, we want to absolutely respect those. Cool. I'll take the lack of responses as that that there aren't any concerns right now. If you do think of concerns, definitely email myself, Sarah Lee at the dig at montpelier.org email, and also of course Dr. Thacker and Dr. Bogle. So that would be we'll respond. For the schedule, what we're going to be mainly, your average day is going to be spent doing some tour of one of the archaeology sites early in the morning, then doing archaeology for up until lunchtime. And then after lunch, you'll be working with Professors Bodle and Thacker on, some of the curriculum development that they have scheduled for you. And I'm sure that y'all would, we had talked about using Lewis Hall or Claudemore Hall again, right? For that. Okay. Um, and you know, the site we're working on in August, we're actually changing sites right now, but in a weird twist of fate, the site we're working on is going to be another blacksmith shop. It's what we think might be an earlier blacksmith shop down the hill from the blacksmith shop we're working on right now. So you'll actually, you know, get to see two blacksmith shops in action because, you know, in terms of archaeology, that is. These are all archaeology sites where the buildings are long gone. And I'll be giving you all a lecture on this in a couple of weeks, not next week, but the week after next. And the site we're working on is one that we discovered during metal detector surveys several years ago, but then just tested with shovel test pits, little round holes we dig every 10 feet during the field school in June with that we did with JMU, and then also tested with metal detector survey and located a beautiful concentration of slag, nails, and quite a few horse-related activities, which why we think it might be a farrier shop. So, oh, okay, Emma, no problem. So that's the site we're going to be working on, and did you all get the reading materials already from Sarah Lee? I'm trying to remember if Sarah sent that out. Oh, Callie, thanks. You all did get that. Okay, good deal. Awesome. So yeah, definitely read through those materials. I'd say there's a link to a series of GIS story maps on the home farm. That gives you a good overview of the sites we're working on. It's basically in the early 19th century and the early 1800s, the area below the visitor center was this massive farm complex, and all those buildings are gone today. And so we're doing the archaeology to reveal those sites, and so we can interpret them to the public and hopefully one day rebuild them. How many of you all been to Montpelier before? If you've been to Montpelier, give a thumbs up. So yep, there's Aaron, his thumb up. So well, awesome. Well, you're gonna have a really cool experience because we're gonna do during this week, we're gonna do an in-depth dive on everything Montpelier, everything from, you know, experiencing what archaeology is about, but also understanding what we've discovered about the site through archaeology. I mean, you'll also do the typical visitor experience, which is what we call the highlights tour that we've developed over the past year, which is an overview of the landscape and then a tour of the house, and then ending up in the south yard leading into going through Mere Distinction of Color, the exhibit. And what we focus on with all of this is the intersection between slavery, race, and the Constitution. And then, of course, you know, the history of James Madison, but told from the perspective of what he called home, the plantation of Montpelier, and the lives of the over 300 enslaved Americans that he and his family owned over a 120-year time period. And so how all this influenced his thinking, and how we're using, you know, telling this hard history of slavery to really develop a much more nuanced understanding of Madison, his role with the founding fathers in the creating of, you know, the founding documents of the United States, and a very different view on, you know, the early federal years of this country. And then you all are going to be part of this discovery process, which really excited to have you all be part of that. So does anybody have any questions about, you know, the week? We'll, you know, in 2 weeks, we'll go over, you know, the history in a lot more detail. And, but, you know, in terms of things to bring, what to expect, food, that sort of thing. Has everybody who's been out shopping to get their field clothes, or rather looking for through their old clothes to figure out what clothes they want to have stained permanently with orange clay? All right, Aaron and Emma, do you all have any, Dr. Bodel and Dr. Thacker, do you all have anything to add for what to expect for the week?
So I'll add just a couple of things for what to expect for the week. Dr. Thacker and I, as you all know, have been busy putting together some additional pieces in terms of the people that we'll connect with. So we're excited to have several people from the Montpelier descendant community who will be joining us, and one group from the Orange County African American Historical Society who will be, or a pair, I should say, of guest speakers from that organization who will be working with us on a tour of the Black Business District in Orange, and will be joining us for a meal and a couple of other things. So we're excited about all of those things. If we haven't said enough about that already, we're very excited about adding that work to the work that we'll be doing with the archaeology department as well. And the other thing I'll add, Matt, right now is I wanted to say, I know that our students have several questions about, because we did just like a brief survey, and a couple of questions that popped up for the week were questions about, and they might be showing up in the chat here already, but questions about what should be packed, like what should they bring? And then in addition to that, schedule for the beginning and the end of the experience. I know some people are trying to schedule things like pet sitters and other things like that, and they want to have a little more specifics on like when to show up on Sunday and when they can expect to be home on Friday. So
yeah. Well, first, I think Callie asked about shoes. If you have work boots, that would be the best thing to bring. I'm showing a picture of my work boots right here. Something with a low tread is ideal. It just provides toe protection in case you drop something on your foot. But any kind of sneakers would be fine. Preferably if you have any kind of sneakers. They usually have a pretty low tread, like my work boots have. Just obviously don't want to show up in open-toed sandals or something like that, because we don't want to have any sustained foot injuries. There is poison ivy that's in the field at the site, and we'll show you what poison ivy looks like. So wearing long light cotton pants is always a good thing to wear. I mean, a lot of folks wear shorts as well, but we'll show you what the poison ivy looks like. I think, let's see, was it Emma? Oh, Emma had the question about the sneakers, and Callie had the question about shade. Yeah, we are in a wide open field. We do have pop-up tents that we use, so you'll be able to be shaded under the tents, but there is going to be sunshine. So having a big hat is really good. Did you all get the list of items to bring? Did that list show up with you all? Yes. Okay. Good deal. Yeah. Follow those guidelines. Usually will keep you on the right path. If I'm working for any length of time in the field, I'll actually wear a long sleeve light cotton shirt, for sun protection. I have an aversion to sunblock, and so usually prefer to cover rather than using sunblock. And let's see, but sunblock is definitely the best to use. Just don't get the Johnson & Johnson spray-on sunblock that causes horrible things. I'm sure y'all have seen the recall on that. But yeah, Aaron, I'm super excited about what you and Dr. Thacker have arranged with the Orange County African American Historical Society, which I'm a board member of. So super excited about that evening, and then also with the MDC, the Montpelier Descendant Committee. And have you all been in contact with? It was Leontini that's the contact, right?
Yeah, she is our contact, and she's planning to speak with our students, which we're really excited about her experiences with Mere Distinction and many other things that she's been working on. So yeah. Thank you so very much, Matt, for helping us get those connections off the ground and getting all that organized. We really, really appreciate your partnership on all of that.
Absolutely, yeah, and I'm super glad that you all were able to make direct connections with, especially the MDC. We're learning how to negotiate that right now, and we're finding it's a lot easier to have partners that we work with make direct contact with the MDC rather than having us make the contact, because then we have to go through the whole filter of the Montpelier Foundation. So, and
Makes a lot of sense.
that's still a relationship that's evolving. We've made a lot of good progress, but it's still one that, you know, is being negotiated now, and we'll talk more about that when y'all are here. But
Sure.
excited to give you an update. It's in a very different position than it was last year.
That's good
but
news. That's great.
It is, but there's still, you know, institutional struggles that, you know, do happen, and it's more just part of this history of slavery in our country, and how, you know, the very document that created our country, the Constitution, which has set the guidelines for institutional paradigm and how interactions occur. I mean, it's all based on racism in so many ways, and understanding that history helps understand what's going on with some of these interactions, even that we have at Montpelier. So there's a lot of meta learning to be doing in what we're doing here as well.
Yeah, definitely how Dr. Thacker and I think about it as well. So
yeah. I am sure that at JMU there's some of these situations, or have to be. I mean, it's everywhere. So
yeah.
Well, great. Well, if anybody has any questions, you know, don't feel free to email us. And how many, let's see, we've got, it looks like Dr. Thacker lost her connection, but we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 13 people coming on the program. What I'll do, Aaron, is I'm videotaping this. I'm recording this, and I will go ahead and share this recording. I'll send it to Sarah Lee after this, and then she can email this out. And I think we've got the Zoom lecture on the Power Replace scheduled for the week before the program. And it's we usually do that a week to 2 weeks out, but next week I'm going to be in California. I'm visiting my son, and so looking forward to being in the high Sierras this time next week. So. All right.
That's great. Have a wonderful time.
Oh, thanks. Looking forward to it. So
I'm sure, and thank you for sharing that with everyone. That'll be really helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, if anybody has any questions, feel free to contact us, and looking forward to meeting you all in about 3 weeks. Well, before that, in about 2 weeks, we'll do the Power Replace lecture, and we'll talk a lot more then. And we'll have questions for you all to, you know, respond to and get into some of the dialogue and all this. So great. All right. Well, thanks everybody. And Aaron, good seeing you. Can't wait to have you back out you and Emma back out at Montpelier. So.
Well, we're looking forward to it. And thank you for your time today, and for all that you're doing to get us organized for this experience, and all that you're doing on a regular basis for all this work. It's exciting. So,
awesome. Well, it's always
thanks,
so much
Matt.
fun to have you all out. So.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. I know everyone is. So
cool. All right. Well, thanks everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.